For the third straight year, Coco Gauff has been dumped out of the Doha 1000 tournament in straight sets, prompting many Coco fans to say their fave should have skipped the Middle East swing altogether.
Coco Gauff just suffered a shocking opening round loss at the Qatar Open, falling to unseeded Italian Elisabetta Cocciaretto, and tennis fans are stunned. This wasn't just another early exit. This was a massive missed opportunity. With the rankings tightly packed at the top, she had a real chance to climb back to world number 3. Instead, she's heading home after one match.
There to finish it off. She lost in the qualifying. Elisabetta Cocciaretto gets his second chance and beats Coco Gauff for the first time. And it's also going to be the first time in the third round of a WTA 1000.
And what makes this even worse is the draw completely opened up for her. And her section of the bracket. Not a single seeded player advanced to the round of 16. Not one. That means she had a clear runway to the semifinals, possibly even the final, without facing a top seed in her quarter. Instead, she has now lost 3 consecutive opening matches in Doha. 3 straight years. And this year hurts the most because she had 990 ranking points up for grabs while defending only 10. That's a gigantic swing in potential points. Let me ask you, what do you think is going on with Coco? Is this mental? Is it technical, especially the serve and forehand? Or is she simply going through a rough stretch that every top player eventually experiences?
Coco Gauff, she had never before lost a set to Elisabetta Cocciaretto in their 3 previous meetings, but that all changed today in Doha when the Italian lucky loser dismissed the number 4 seed 6-4, 6-2 to reach the third round in Qatar. This is Cocciaretto's second top 5 win after she beat Jessica Pegula 6-2, 6-3 in Wimbledon in the first round last year. So despite her being ranked outside the top 50 at 57 in the world right now, she has some skill, obviously.
Coco's struggles in Doha continued after what was already a disappointing Australian Open campaign where she exited earlier than expected. Coming into the Qatar Open, she talked about wanting to play more aggressively and take control of matches. But against Cocciaretto, that plan never materialized. The Italian stepped on court and immediately imposed herself. The final score, 6-4, 6-2, wasn't particularly close. That's a straight sets loss where she was handled decisively. Coco never truly dictated play, never found rhythm, and never looked in control, and that's becoming the worrying pattern, especially in Qatar.
To give credit to Cocciaretto, though, she played some good tennis in this match, especially in that 32-shot rally at 3-all in the opening set. But there's just no denying that Coco was off her game big time in this match. This is the type of match you would expect her to scrap through maybe like a tough first set before moving through ultimately in straight set.
Let's be honest, Coco Gauff's record at the Qatar Open has become a serious concern. She has now lost in the opening round in Doha 3 years in a row. At this point, it's no longer bad luck. It's a trend. Something about these conditions, this tournament, or this timing in the season just doesn't seem to suit her game, and the timing couldn't be worse. Just 21 years old, and set to become the American number 1 by the end of the week, she let a career-shifting opportunity slip away. This wasn't just about one match. It was about momentum, rankings, confidence, and capitalizing when the door swings wide open. Because when you look at the draw, it's almost unbelievable. And her section, 0 seeded players made the round of 16. 0. Camila Osorio. Enli, Yelena Ostapenko. Elisabetta Cocciaretto. All unseeded. Both Ostapenko and Cocciaretto knocked out seeded players to get there. The path was clearing itself, and Coco couldn't take advantage. That's why this loss stings more than a normal early exit. It wasn't just a defeat. It was a missed opportunity when everything aligned in her favor.
Had 1 break point each in the 4-3 and 5-4 games of the opening set. The first break point opportunity was just kind of too good from Elisabetta, but on the second one in that 5-4 game, Coco just misstepped with her feet on a backhand approach shot, allowing Elisabetta to get the passing shot.
If Coco had simply gotten past Cocciaretto, the opportunity in front of her was enormous. The draw had completely opened up. A semi-final run was realistically on the table. And yes, she likely would have faced Elena Rybakina at that stage, a tough opponent, no doubt. But just reaching a WTA 1000 semi-final is massive for both ranking points and confidence, and this is where the math becomes painful. Coco had only 10 ranking points to defend in Doha because she exited early last year. 10 points. That meant she had the chance to gain up to 990 points if she won the tournament. 990. That kind of swing can reshape the rankings. A title run likely would have pushed her back to world number 3 and within striking distance of the number 2 spot. Instead, she gained nothing. 0 points. Another early exit. Another missed opportunity while others capitalize. That has to sting. Former coach Rick Matchy weighed in on her game recently, offering some insight into what might be happening. According to him, her serve has made major biomechanical progress. That's encouraging, especially considering how double faults have plagued her in the past. But the forehand? That's still a work in progress. Matchy essentially explained that because it's an open-ended technical adjustment, happening while she's moving and under match pressure, it's going to be inconsistent. Some days it's a weapon. Other days it sprays. And at the highest level, that kind of inconsistency is brutal. He even noted that her forehand takeback and elbow positioning still need refinement. Translation: the technical overhaul isn't finished. And when you change mechanics mid-career, there's often a painful adjustment period where results dip before they improve. Right now, she's in that uncomfortable phase. Looking at her history in Doha makes this even more interesting. She debuted strong there, reaching back-to-back quarterfinals in 2022 and 2023. She proved she can play well in these conditions. But the last 3 years? 3 straight opening match losses. That's no longer random. That's a pattern. Whether it's the timing in the season, the court speed, the conditions, or something mental tied to the event, it's now a legitimate problem on the calendar. And context matters here. She's 21 years old. A U.S. Open champion. Former world number 2. The talent is undeniable. The athleticism is elite. But she's in a stretch where results aren't matching expectations. Early exit at the Australian Open. Now another first match loss in Doha. And tennis. Momentum is everything. Confidence is everything. When losses stack up, even small doubts can snowball. You start pressing. You overthink. You tighten up on big points. Compare that to players like Iga Swiatek, Aryna Sabalenka, or Elena Rybakina. The very top players rarely lose in the first or second round of WTA 1000 events. Even on off weeks, they find ways to reach quarterfinals. Coco has shown she can operate at that level, but right now, she isn't. When you watch her matches, the inconsistency is visible. Some forehands explode off the racket with heavy topspin and sharp angles. Others fly long or dive into the net. That volatility is exactly what opponents are targeting. They're making her hit extra balls to that wing, varying pace, disrupting rhythm, and waiting for errors. Cacciaretto clearly had a plan and executed it. The serve may be improving mechanically, but double faults at key moments still creep in. And giving away free points against quality opponents is a recipe for early exits. What Coco needs right now is one clean week. A tournament where the serve holds up, the forehand stabilizes, and she strings together 5 or 6 wins. That kind of run resets everything. Ranking, confidence, narrative, because yes, narrative matters. She's no longer the teenage prodigy. She's a Grand Slam champion. Expectations changed the moment she won the U.S. Open. Now she's expected to contend every week. That pressure is real, but tennis careers are never linear. Even legends go through dips. The question isn't whether she has the talent. She does. The question is how long this adjustment phase lasts. Here's the reality. Coco Gauff lost in Doha, missed out on a potential 990-point swing, and extended a troubling 3-year pattern at this event. The serve may be trending upward. The forehand is still under construction. The results, for now, are uneven. Do you think this is just a temporary rough stretch, or a deeper issue she needs to solve quickly? Let me know what you think she needs to change to get fully back on track.